Good evening, pro wrestling fans from all over the world of all shapes and sizes. Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I am your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, another New Japan Pro Wrestling, the New Beginning show is officially in the books. This time, the New Beginning in Osaka. That was this past weekend, so I wanted to get on here and give my review. We had 8 total matches for the show, including one being, I have to say, one of the best steel cage matches to have ever been hosted in a New Japan Pro Wrestling ring. Yes, indeed. We're going to get into it. So, the New Beginning in Osaka took place at the Edion Arena in Osaka, Japan this past weekend, Sunday, February 11th. As I said, we had 8 total matches. So let me go ahead and open up my graphics so we can get to the review. But yeah, overall, this was a pretty solid show. All sorts of goodness happened. So, let's go ahead and get started with our first match. Here you go. Alright, opening up the New Beginning in Osaka, we had ourselves a tag team match. We had the team of Chaos, made up of Toru Yano and Yo, taking on the team of Ryusuke Taguchi and Boltin Oleg. Of course, Boltin Oleg is one of the young lions. Overall, pretty decent match. Felt like Boltin Oleg had a nice little showcase in this match. It was really good to see, him and Toru Yano get off to a good start. And you know what? Felt like we got to see a lot of Ryusuke Taguchi as well. But when it was all said and done, Yo picked up the victory as as they were getting pretty much tossed around in gut wrench style. Yo was able to take advantage, roll up Ryusuke Taguchi with a Keto clutch, and pin him for the 1-2-3. And Chaos escapes with the victory in the opening matchup. But not bad. Not bad. Hope to see more of Boltin Oleg, which I believe, he's going to definitely be busy with these next upcoming shows, including the New Beginning in Sapporo. So look forward to see more Boltin Oleg. Alrighty, let's move on to our next match. Alrighty, we had more Chaos in action. This time we had a Chaos versus United Empire showdown, tag team style. We had Chaos's Bishamon, made up of YOSHI-HASHI and Hirooki Goto, taking on United Empire's Great-O-Khan and Callum Newman. Now, of course, with Callum Newman, I've been pretty high on because, as I've said before in previous videos, he reminds me of Masato Yoshino from Dragon Gate, who's now currently retired. But it was good to see him showcase his speed in this match. Definitely thought it was cool. But a very tough task for United Empire going up against a very phenomenal tag team in Bishamon. And they gave it a good effort. I felt like Callum Newman definitely got a lot of action in this match, which was good, which was really good. He's one of the more recent new members of United Empire, but it's good to see him get utilized. But when it was all said and done, Bishamon put him away with a Shota. YOSHI-HASHI makes the cover, 1-2-3. Bishamon, despite recently losing both sets of, or at least the IWGP Tag Team Championships, still continue to show why they are one of the best tag teams in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, another victory for Bishamon to move forward. Okay. Let's move on to our next match. Alright, here we go. Alrighty, we had some 8-man tag team action. Team number 1, we had the team of Shota Umino, Tomoaki Honma, El Desperado, and Tiger Mask, taking on House of Tortures, Yujiro Takahashi, Ren Narita, Sho, and Evil. I mean, what can I say? It's House of Torture. You know there's going to be a bunch of shenanigans, just like all House of Torture matches are, so, I mean, there's really not much to say about this match other than the shenanigans were on full display. I mean, team number 1 tried. That's all I can say. They tried. But just wasn't quite enough as the shenanigans of House of Torture prevail in this match. Sho was able to put away Tiger Mask with a shock arrow. Pinned him 1, 2, 3. House of Torture reigns supreme to pick up the victory in this match. And I'll leave it at that. Alright, let us continue to the next match. How about it? Oh, 1 second. Here we go. Alrighty. So this time we go from 8-man tag to 10-man tag, as we got a showdown between L.I.J. and Just 5 Guys. So, L.I.J., represented by Tetsuya Naito, Shingo Takagi, Yota Tsuji, Hiromu Takahashi, and BUSHI, taking on Just 5 Guys, Taka Michinoku, Doki, Yuya Uemura, Taichi, and Sanada. Definitely had quite a showdown in this match. Definitely, these two factions continue to feud quite a bit. And don't forget, Sanada has a rematch for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship at the New Beginning in Sapporo. So, got that to look forward to. But they're going to continue to pretty much wage war against each other. And this match was no different. It only continues to heighten their rivalry more. Definitely good overall match between both factions. But it came down to Sanada getting the submission victory for Just 5 Guys with a skull end on BUSHI. Of course, former stablemates back in L.I.J., but gets the submission on BUSHI. Just 5 Guys picks up the victory for this match. But, like I said, they're going to continue to be feuding for a while, so it'll only get better. Here's hoping it'll only get better. Alrighty, before we continue with the rest of the card, here's a quick word on the sponsor of this video, Game Beauty. Check them out. As you continue to enjoy content here at Blitzball Champ Gaming, be sure you take a moment to check out Game Beauty. Beauty inspired by gaming. Game Beauty brings to you video game related makeup and cosmetic products. You have products such as eyeshadow palettes, elemental pearl highlighters, eyeshadow brushes, liquid eyeliner pens by Akideris, and even non-makeup products like graphic tees. They even have special collaboration makeup kits, such as this Persona 5 Heat Wave Brush Single, Metaverse Bundle, and even a Phantom Thieves limited edition makeup collection. Also remember that Game Beauty provides international shipping of $60 or more. And if you use the promo code BlitzballChamp, all in caps, you can get 10% off of your order. So be sure to use that to your advantage. Now, back to your regularly scheduled video. Enjoy, and thank you. Alrighty, let's continue on with the rest of the card. Next, a singles match. So, we have the final showdown between the Rainmaker and Mr. Ace President. Yep, for one last time, Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada versus Mr. Ace President Hiroshi Tanahashi. 1-on-1. Of course, this was a pretty big deal. Okada, shed a couple of tears during his entrance, but both these guys looked great. They had a great match against each other. I wish it would have been a little bit longer, maybe 15 minutes instead of like 10 or 11 minutes. But still, good match. Two of the finest. Many can say legends in New Japan Pro Wrestling with Okada and Tanahashi. And it was good to see them go at it once more. But it would be the Rainmaker that would prevail by hitting a Rainmaker on Tanahashi for all time's sake, which led him to the victory. So Okada gets one last victory over Tanahashi. They shake hands and hug afterwards. Both of them were pretty much in tears. And yeah, so that was quite a sight to see. Like I said, two amazing athletes, pretty much legends in New Japan Pro Wrestling, going at it one last time, one-on-one. And yeah, they looked good. They looked really good. But Okada walks away with the victory. Okay, how about a title match? Check it out. Alrighty, we had the IWGP Tag Team Championships on the line. As the champions, Guerrillas of Destiny's El Phantasmo and Hikuleo taking on Bullet Club's Kenta and Chase Owens. This was a pretty back and forth match overall, until it came down to shenanigans and some interference, some nasty interference. On behalf of the Bone Soldier Taiji Ishimori, while it looked like Guerrillas of Destiny were on their way to victory, they hit the sudden death, they hit the Thunder Kiss 86, they hit the Godsend before Thunder Kiss 86, went for the cover on Kenta. Chase Owens pulls the referee out. And all of a sudden, Taiji Ishimori tries to interfere. Kenta with a low blow on Hikuleo. And then a belt shot. from Ishimori, taking one of the tag title belts, decking Hikuleo. Kenta makes the cover, 1, 2, 3, and your new IWGP Tag Team Champions belong to Bullet Clubs, Kenta and Chase Owens. So, GOD, who were once double champions, no longer have the IWGP tag titles. They still have the strong openweight tag titles, but it wasn't that long ago that they won double gold back at Wrestle Kingdom. So, bummer for them, but hey, Bullet Club has hands on some tag team gold. So congratulations to Kenta and Chase Owens. Okay, let's move on to our next match, which was definitely one of the best matches on the card for obvious reasons. But here we go. We have yet another showdown between two of the best technical wrestlers in the world. As we had TMDK's Zack Sabre Jr. taking on Blackpool Combat Club's the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Now, of course, remember, the last time they wrestled each other was back on AEW Wrestle Dream, where Bryan Danielson got the victory by pinfall over Zack Sabre Jr. And these two really went at it. They put on a technical clinic in this match. I mean, counter after counter after counter after submission after submission after submission. We saw a lot of both. And it was quite refreshing and entertaining. I mean, if you're a big fan of technical wrestling, this is definitely down your alley. And having these two together, they can never disappoint. Ever. And I can say that confidently. But this match was excellent. It really went back and forth, trading a lot of counters, a lot of strikes, a lot of submission attempts. But Zack Sabre Jr. was able to get his revenge as he was able to roll up the American Dragon with a crucifix pin for the 1, 2, 3, and Zack Sabre Jr. picks up the victory over Bryan Danielson. Nice little bit of sportsmanship afterwards. Bryan Danielson offering the handshake. ZSJ shook his hand, even rose his hand up. But I'm not satisfied, y'all. I'm not satisfied. They need to have a rubber match, and it needs to be a submission match. Period. I know there were talks about potentially them doing a rubber match and it being 2 out of 3 falls. That's nice, but I really truly believe that it should be a submission match. I think the rubber match should be a submission match. Because with 2 out of 3 falls, I'm not saying a submission can't happen, but it's not guaranteed. With a submission match, it's guaranteed. Like, you have to win by submission. No ifs, ands, or buts. So, being that neither one of these two in these last 2 matches have been able to submit the other, the rubber match needs to be a submission match. Now, I don't know when this would happen, but, you know, whether it's in a New Japan ring or in an AEW ring, really doesn't matter to me. I could probably see it happening maybe this year's Forbidden Door, or maybe at another one of New Japan's big events. But a submission match that has to be the match between these two. That has to be this match. That's the only way I truly believe they can settle who the best technical wrestler in the world is. It's got to come down to a submission match. So, hopefully that happens. Hopefully that happens. It needs to happen. Okay. And then our main event of the new beginning in Osaka came down to this special match. A big showdown in the dog pound cage match. United Empire versus Bullet Club War Dogs. Oh yeah. 10-man on both sides. 5-on-5. Came down to United Empire's Will Ospreay, Jeff Cobb, Hanare, TJP, and Francesco Akira taking on Bullet Club War Dogs. David Finlay, Alex Coughlin, Gabe Kidd, Clark Connors, and Drilla Maloney. Now, the way they did this match was actually War Games style. So, they started off with both leaders first. David Finlay, Will Ospreay. Now, originally the rules were supposed to be start off 2 minutes, and every 2 minutes a new member comes in. Now, Bullet Club War Dogs had the advantage going into this match, so they would be the first to get their man in. Although Will Ospreay got on the mic and challenged David Finlay that instead of 2 minutes, make it 10. He wanted David Finlay for 10 minutes before they would get their first member. David Finlay hesitated, and he countered by offering 5 minutes. Will Ospreay, but he eventually accepted. So, 5 minutes between both leaders, and it was great. It was awesome. And both of these teams tore each other apart. Like I said, I would have to say this has been one of the best cage matches I've ever seen. Especially for a promotion that normally doesn't do cage matches. So, this was the order of appearance of when each member came out. So we started off with David Finlay and Will Ospreay. Then Drilla Maloney came out. Then Hanare. Then Clark Connors. Then TJP. Then Alex Coughlin. Then Francesco Akira. And then Gabe Kidd was the last of Bullet Club War Dogs to come out. And then Jeff Cobb was the last member of United Empire to come out. TJP, during the match, eventually channeled the Ashwang and, donned the mask and new gear and whatnot. But, I mean, these teams tore each other apart. And even, there was a point where Drilla Maloney, when he came out, he dragged Callum Newman out. So even Callum Newman got involved in this match as well. Goto as well. But this match was chaotic. This match was brutal. I mean, pretty much everybody was busted open. I mean, Hanare, he looked like a bloody mess. Even had his whole head taped up. I mean, we saw a bunch of forks. We saw golden tacks. I mean, just, whoo. This had to have been one of the most brutal cage matches, especially between two factions like this, two well-known factions. Many would say probably two of the more popular factions currently in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And they legit went to war. They went to war, but the turning point went to Bullet Club War Dogs as they were able to handcuff a few of the members of United Empire to the cage outside of the ring. Will Ospreay and Francesco Akira tried their best, but the numbers game just really got to the best of Will Ospreay. And it came to the point where he tried to defend himself alone, but the numbers game was too much. And to the point where David Finlay finished off Will Ospreay with an overkill. Nowhere he could go, nothing more he could do but eat a pin, 1, 2, 3 by David Finlay after getting hit with an overkill. And Bullet Club War Dogs win the war in this dog pound cage match, war game style. Whew. Was rough. Quite a rough ending for United Empire, but a very emotional farewell from Will Ospreay after the match. You know, him with United Empire there with him, did one more crowns up, but we'll see what happens. But Will Ospreay is now on his way to AEW. And, you know, I'm sure, you know, United Empire will still continue. But being that Will Ospreay was also paired up with the Don Callis family, we'll have to see how that goes. And then don't forget, Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis are part of the Don Callis family. So at least he would be able to reunite with them. But yeah, a great final showing for Will Ospreay. And that's not to say that there's no chance that he could return. He could still compete in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, especially being part of AEW, that's still always a possibility. But it's now time to see what Will Ospreay does in AEW. But that was quite an epic cage match. I mean, it went over 60 minutes. So you best believe it was an epic cage match. But that'll do it for the New Beginning in Osaka. Like I said, the match between Zack Sabre Jr. and Danielson and the steel cage match were pretty much the two best matches of the entire card. But yeah, overall, pretty solid show. So with the schedule coming up, I know that the Fantastica Mania, the CMLL Fantastica Mania tour has started. Actually started Monday, February 12th. So that's going to be going on until February 19th. And then you got the New Beginning in Sapporo. You got 2 nights, February 23rd and the 24th. Which one of my next videos, hopefully we'll get a chance to preview the full card for both nights. So definitely keep an eye out for that. We also got the anniversary show, Wednesday, March 6th. And I think they also announced that they're going to have a special match where the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion will take on the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. So if all goes well, it looks like it's going to be potentially El Desperado versus Tetsuya Naito. But it's going to depend on what happens at the New Beginning in Sapporo for night 1 and night 2. Because El Desperado has to defend his title against Sho, and Naito has to defend his title against Sanada. So we'll see what happens. And then right after the anniversary show is when the New Japan Cup starts. Yep, starts March 7th. The finals will be March 20th. So hopefully they'll reveal the teams for the New Japan Cup soon. And then you got the Road to Sakura Genesis that starts March 30th. It goes to April 5th. And then Sakura Genesis will be Saturday, April 6th. So Sakura Genesis is during WrestleMania weekend. So you got that. And then Windy City Riot, which will be in Chicago, that's April 12th. Which I think they're getting ready to open up more seats for that show, if they haven't done that already. And then April 20th, they start the Road to Wrestling Dontaku. That's from April 20th to the 27th. And then they'll start back up April 30th to May 2nd. They got the Wrestling Satsuma no Kuni show on April 29th. And then, let's see. So Wrestling Dontaku will be a 2-night event as well. That'll be May 3rd and May 4th in Fukuoka. So 2-night event there. So that's the schedule for New Japan Pro Wrestling with their upcoming events. So quite a lot to look forward to. You know, the New Beginning tour is almost over, but they got a lot more in store afterwards. So we'll see what happens. But that'll do it for this video. Don't forget to check out the link in the description for Game Beauty. And let me know what y'all thought of the New Beginning in Osaka. What'd you think of the card? What'd you think of the matches? How about that steel cage match, eh? United Empire, Bullet Club War Dogs. What'd you think? And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. For another Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube, I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed day tomorrow, and I will see y'all in the next video and or live stream. Peace. Later.